Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco, dear sister, and today I wanted to tell you about my 10 favorite samurai animations. They're in alphabetical order because that shows how I got sorted. So the first one on this shopping blog is Afro Samurai. Like a lot of editors and stuff be like, but Afro Samurai doesn't qualify as an anime, and then I'd be like, it started as a manga made by a Japanese person named Takashi Okazaki, and then it got made into an anime show made by a Japanese company by Gonzo. So, like it originally aired in like 2007, and for the English audio version, the company got Samuel L. Jackson to like to do the voice for the titular role of the Afro Samurai. Japan has a very long history of Afro Samurais running around there. Cause like whenever the European ships were like lurking around the Japanese water, the African slaves would take the chance to like just jump ship and like escape from their masters. So then, the most famous among them was Nobunaga's bodyguard. That survived the whole war and stuff, and he lived on a rich and successful life. So yeah. Afro Samurai. Like I like the show a lot, mostly cause like the sword fights, and the show at first seems like a traditional, most of the samurai shows are like in the Meiji era, right? Or somewhere there, during the swords and kimono era. But Afro Samurai is actually more post-apocalyptic futuristic because he starts fighting like regular dudes, and then eventually he's fighting like robots and cyborgs. So it's like a post-apocalyptic show, and it's just your standard samurai story quest for revenge. Like his father had the #1 headband, and then he gets and then he gets killed in a duel by a dude that wanted to have the headband that proved that he was like the strongest samurai in Japan. But mostly it was a cheap shot because in the first episode, I'm not spoiling anything. Like the final boss is like a cowboy westerner with a gun. So like the guy brought a gun to like a samurai fight, and it went exactly as you would expect it whenever somebody with a sword stands up to a lunatic with a gun. So yeah, no spoiler, that's just like the first episode. So then it's the Afro Samurai, it's like quest for revenge cause you murdered my daddy, so then I'm gonna get bigger, and then I'm gonna come back with a very sharp sword. The next anime show in the shopping blog is Bleach. Like, I had like a huge debate with my brother whether Bleach qualified as a samurai anime show or not. I mean, yes, they're wearing the kimonos, and the main character fights with he starts with a bigger sword, and then it progressively gets smaller and smaller until it turns into a hyper compressed black katana. But most of the attacks and stuff are like quasi more magical. So but then again they're like in their spirit form fighting all the ghost stuff in like the afterlife. Like the plot in Bleach is like weird. It came out as a TV series in 2004 Akira episodes, but then it went to hell again after they killed the only interesting character. Akira looks like like Elf from Death Note, but then he turned into not like Shinigami, the bad one. I forgot what the Portugal. Yeah, yokai or something. I forgot what the Ayagashi. I forgot what the evil ghost people were called. Yeah, about God. It's just that I haven't seen Bleach in like forever.
Oh, the Aranka?
Yeah. No. Aranka, that was what Ichigo became for a time when he started growing like a creepy mask. Aranka. I forgot what Akira was. As I said, no, it wasn't a hollow. Was it a hollow? Was he also called cares? When you're showing Bleach, you show the Akira battle as a sample clip. Well, or as much as this media lets us show, because like
Really interesting. They use a lot of Spanish names as the names of the bad guys.
yeah, like
El Mundo Hueco and Arrancar just means to turn loose.
I know arrancar to turn up, but also to tear apart.
Yeah.
A lot of the last season of Aizen, like all of the bad guys got like Spanish names, which is
They just spoke Spanish.
yeah, one of them was just spoke Spanish. The gunslinger guy.
Yeah.
Cause of course they gotta have a gun guy in a show where everyone fights with a sword. Cause why the hell not? Funny people.
Also, they completely cripple Eva's fighting ability. She loses her.
Yeah, she loses the offensive capability of. Well, that's a bit. Well, that's a spoiler
Oh,
alert.
yeah, you're right. Over Koto. Whatever spoiler that already saw it.
Yeah.
They're fighting Koto the Amalize, and they never revive her. She never uses it in any battle.
Yeah, like she loses her ability to fight offensively, forever relegated to the role of dancer in distress healer. Cause God forbid. Oh, and even Rukia gets crippled for like 80% of the season, where she loses her abilities because of Ichigo. She gets relegated to dancer in distress for a while.
Even though she had a Bankai and everything.
Yeah, but no, whatever. Well, that's standard anime dancer in distress stuff, you know. She gotta be in danger to motivate the dude. but mostly at the Ichigo and Akira, you see like two human beings fighting over a chick. You know, I feel nothing. Jedi ain't gonna matter you for the shit for the oh my chick. You know, she's very, and then even him explaining to Aizen why Orohime was very important, why it was very important for the organization to kidnap the chick he liked. Right? That was basically Akira and Anasha. It's very important for our organization to kidnap this shit, the hot chick that I like. Never mind, never mind, whatever. On to the next anime show. This one is called Drifter, and it's based on a manga series written by Koato Hirano, and like the style makes me think like the style of the people, it feels like a bit let me check to see if like this guy created is this guy created Hellsing, because I'm very certain based on the style that he did. Oh he did, yeah. This manga was the Drifter man. This Drifter anime show was created by the Hellsing person, and it first aired in 2016, and it only has like 13 episodes. So basically, the plot is this samurai guy gets currently injured, and then before he drops dead, he gets isekai to another world with like fairies and fantasy people, and he's not the only one that's been taken away. So
Jesus Christ.
and even Hitler.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It's like instead of dropping dead, you get taken to like another world where two godlike beings are battling each other for supremacy, but using as proxies fighters from other worlds. It's like a very a la Dark Soul, even, you know. Like you can use that same type of mentality to like even do a Dark Souls anime show, just getting random fighters and then shoving them in there into other worlds. Well, I don't know much about Dark Souls, but I do know that Elden Ring has its own comic manga, and I have reviewed it, which you can check it out in like my Artsy Sister talk show.
Oh yeah, the main highlight is they invite Jesus Christ with dragons and goblins. Like,
Yeah, oh, and Joan of Arc.
like it isn't like a canonical thing. No, it's literally he literally said same thing. He saying that I became the Messiah for the humans, and they crucified me. I shall now be the Messiah of the elves
And the goblins.
and the goblins. And
Yeah, and then he does and then if you have any more down that is Jesus, he multiplies the grain, and he multiplies the fish and all of the other night.
and he perpetually cures all of his soldiers, so they instantly regenerate when you kill them.
So yeah, so he has a
Resurrecting army of goblins. So,
yeah, that I'm winning that one resurrecting his army. So he after the crucifixion scene, he became like the Jewish Messiah, not the Prince of Peace, but the one that is gonna reveal a new
He
one.
always come with a sword coming out of his mouth like Orochimaru.
Yeah, oh yeah, that happened in Apocalypse.
Okay, Apocalypse he comes out with like a sword coming out of his mouth with a white horse. Like
Yeah.
you have that depiction of that in there.
Yeah, like Twister, the Twister is nuts,
Yeah.
and I can see why it only got 13 because like.
Like the whole point to talk to say.
It was fine when they were sticking to regular historical dudes, but then once you like bring, well, I guess we start there. Just bring Brahma there, Vishnu. Yeah.
Christ by wish. Right?
Yeah, just go nuts. But don't put Muhammad, cause the Muslim will.
I don't think it will. In fact, we may get D-Docs just for.
Yeah, just for even suggesting it. Don't even like talk about it. Moving along. Next animation. We wanna live. The next samurai anime show is Gibiate, and that one came out in 2020, and it was one of those anime shows that were created by like Shunkiro. For a while they were like creating anime shows before Base bought them, and the plot of this one is that there's a weird virus that turns people into like creepy mutant monsters in like the future, and then one day samurais from the past they get isekai into that post-apocalyptic future in order to go fight those monsters. So yeah, I don't see it as an improvement on their situation. And they also got some ninjas too. That's another thing. Like you're not gonna find bandits in this list because bandits being ninjas, not samurai. Like a lot of Westerners they like to group ninjas and samurais under the same umbrella, but no.
The Iga and the Koga fighting those are two ninja clans.
Yeah, never mind that they sometimes use a katana. The katana wasn't a samurai exclusive weapon. It's just a random sword.
It's fun. Well, not fun. Trying to that one day. The Shogun also said it's a bunch of dead ninjas all over the floor.
Yeah.
Listen from like one of them with the Koga clan sign, the other one with the Iga clan. Said, what happened here?
Yeah, that's how they found out. First of all, that the Koga and the Igas existed, and then second of all, that they went to war with each other.
Now compare that with Naruto and their ninja war, where it's something like World War II with like giant explosion. When two ninjas go to war, you only find the corpse.
Yeah, you only find out the courses after the battles, and the Naruto just became like Harry Potter at a certain point. The stealth completely out of the question. Just like Shinsengumi right in your face, me yelling, and you never mind stealth.
Yeah, what happened to their whole stealth?
Yeah, like ninjas are defined by stealth.
Like the perfect example, Sasuke going into the Force Hokage, he like sneaks up in there in the middle of the conference, and instead of assassinating them when he could, he just jumps in the middle of the table and tries to defeat all four of the Kages at the same time.
God, what happened to poison? What happened to like Iki Steel to like
Poison all of them.
or like very quiet stabbing? Yeah, the point is that the ninjas in Naruto don't know how to stealth.
And they're more like Harry Potter magic users. So.
Yeah, because ninjas are defined by stealth. Yeah, silent assassin, not yelly assassins. Naruto.
Not dressing orange, where everybody will see you a mile away.
Assassins, Naruto. At least Sasuke wears dark clothing to blend into the shadow. Well, that white pants also kind of stick out like a sore thumb. Whatever. Back to Gibiate. They also have a ninja here and there, but he be stealthy, you know. Like samurais be samurais in this one and the other. And it's interesting that he also has like a western sword because as explained later on in like his backstory, he also like learned a little bit of western stuff in like his fighting. So he dual hands a samurai katana and a western claymore.
Which is there's a couple of like Japanese samurai that dual wielded that. Simply because the katana was fast, but the other one was strong, could pierce through armor.
Yeah, so it was good to dual wield it. And more famously, Jason's father from Sekiro. It was Jason, right? Or I forgot about the name of the guy knew that he like saw to his death.
Robert.
Robert, right? Robert. Robert, I forget. Yeah, technically, I don't know. What's it? It's too much trouble. We'll just focus on Gibiate. Moving along.
Point is, there's a reason why Basilisk is not here, and they even has a mislabel as a samurai show.
But it's a ninjas. These are two ninjas. It's a famous story about two ninja clans fighting each other. There's no samurais. The next samurai anime show is Peacemaker Kurogane. Like, you gotta add Kurogane because there's also a Peacemaker Western show. Two things with the same title, but this one came out in 2004, so it's like a very old one, and it was started as a manga, written and illustrated by Bankai Chrono, and and the original run. No, it's not 2004. We saw it in 2004, but its original run is no, wait. Those are like the volumes, 1999 to 2001, and then the anime show. The anime show is 2003 to 2004. 24 solid episodes.
Like this one has one of the darkest female love interest storyline that you can possibly imagine.
Well, let's not spoil it, cause like she becomes very integral in like the last episode in a very dark fashion. But we don't want to like spoil the ending of the 24th episode of Peacemaker. But basically, the main character kid, the redhead, he wants to join the Shinsengumi, like a bunch of samurai cool people, in order to gain the strength to get revenge on the person that killed their loved one. You know, it's just standard samurai out for revenge story. You know, you can do rinse and repeat that story like.
Similar to Kenichi, how he gets a bunch of training from different samurais and learns a bunch of different skills, but he's not very good at any of them.
Yeah.
He's got guns.
Yeah.
I think this is butt and the Tony constantly.
Yeah, like he's not gonna get good. He's just an outsider man that represents the reader, just gushing about like other samurai that fight better.
I'm trying to learn from me to imitate them while
they be like, oh dude, kid, you're not learning it, you know.
At the end of Kenichi, he's so really good at all martial arts because he learned all of them. Well, this doesn't do any of that.
Yeah, and I respect this show for its realism, because you're starting with like 80 different ways. You're not gonna become a samurai savant overnight.
And you may not even be built for it. I mean, he had this thing where he only rise when he didn't develop any muscles, so there was some strength to his side.
Yeah, because he was dirt poor, but and his growth is stumped because he's dirt poor. But at least more than anything, the Shinsengumi, I think they just took him in because he was a poor, starving orphan, and they had fish, so then they just have him as the mascot. They just have him as a pet, and most of the time they just have him run errands and shit. Well,
winning a single fight.
I don't remember at all.
What you want to see is, like overcoming the adversity.
Yeah, overcoming the adversity and getting his revenge. You know that, like, he's not trying to like be the best samurai there or what. No, he just wants strength in order to kill the guy that like kills his loved one. I forget, was it his mother or
It was his son.
Yeah, it was his mother. Yeah. Just him that wants to, murder the guy who murdered his mother. Simple plot premise.
And by the girl that he likes, so she'll sing herself into a brothel.
Oh yeah. That becomes his secondary goal when he finds a chick that he likes a lot.
She's 13 now. She's about to become 14, and she's gonna go to a brothel and be able to like
make money for the family. That's his other secondary goal, to buy a chick out of
slavery before they completely destroy her at age 14. Yes.
Yeah. It's very dark, and it's very dark.
And then you're not gonna see like magically learn special abilities or develop a Rasengan and slowly defeat it, but no.
Or very down to earth, true to the realism of the time, a la Berserk, following the world's logic.
Also fun.
Yeah, also fun. Like he sometimes makes progress, weird, confusing progress. Oh yeah, I think I really like Peacemaker a lot. We spoke about
Yeah,
it.
weird, confusing progress, but also realistic progress. Like he's not gonna sit up there on waterfall and discover the Buddha now he's got the Buddha's palm. That's
Yeah. Well, at least in the anime show, I didn't read the manga, but at least in the anime show, he progresses at the same rate as a normal human being, which is fine. I don't know why, like, that's the problem with like power fantasy. They get like so nuts at Gurren Lagann that like I don't know. At least for me, I'm like completely checked out of it. Whenever it starts getting ridiculous, and I be like, well, that's it.
Peacemaker, really good. Going on.
All right.
Spent a lot of time in Peacemaker.
Yeah. This one is Samurai 7.
It's the complete opposite of Peacemaker.
Yeah, over there, it's the first opening of the anime show. It starts with a samurai cutting a giant airship with his sword. Yeah, that's hilarious.
It has one of the best intro musics ever. If it wasn't for YouTube and the fact that they're basically NASA's our music, we would show you the best intro music in the history of intro.
Yeah.
We can't show it to you, so.
Just Google it, just listen to it yourself. And like, whatchamacallit, like it's based on 1954 film Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa. But in order to make it different enough, this anime show, that and the real was then it became like a crazy sci-fi epic, and even one of the samurais is a robot person, and his personality is very a la Gilgamesh from like the Final Fantasy series. Like I felt very strong Gilgamesh vibe from him.
Yeah, like in specific, the Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy 13 in specific.
The one with the bunny people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one with the bunny people. Where they were spending Naples and the Ocuria, and they were throwing a bunch of like weird jargon words, and most of the time I was like wondering what the hell is going on in this stupid game. What's the plot of this game really? And I didn't like twins. But that has nothing to do with Samurai 7. So yeah, basically it's a village, rice village gets attacked by a bunch of like
What they call bandits, because those were just armor core that they were.
yeah, they got attacked by a bunch of armor core lunatics. So yeah, hey, we should try to make an armor core one of them robots for Samurai 7. Cause yeah, they do look like armor core. And then the samurais cut, and then two other little villagers get some rice in order to go hire their own samurais to go deal with that problem, because obviously like the peasants they be like, well, we had no way of fighting those guys, so they just hire some fighting guys to get rid of the other fighting guys. And then that becomes like the first season of the show, then dealing with the bandits, and then the other half of the season is then trying to track down the woman from the village that got sold into slavery by the bandits.
Like it's a very cool. They have a very cool defend the fortress kind of
Seeing it
where you have the peasants learning how to fight and creating fortifications, similar to that series with the guy that has like a chainsaw in his arm. Ash Army of Darkness. Training
the villagers and stuff.
Villagers to fight the zombies, something like that. Like there's a bunch of weapons, so they're training villagers and then creating traps, and then they use those traps like the various robots.
Yeah.
If you want to see an armor core being taken down by a medieval weapon, that's where you're gonna
Yeah, armor core. But yeah, they do look like armor cores.
see. They're clearly armor.
Yeah. But yeah, Samurai 7, good ninja, not ninjas, samurais versus armor cores.
Yeah, because according to the description, the inside they are human, but the bandits they have all of their organs
in a container.
And then they're all
Technolized, like the show Technolized, which I already spoke about in a different blog about my favorite sci-fi anime shows. And
the Gilgamesh looking guy, the guy in the red outfit, he also got technolized.
yeah, like the main guy in the background over here, not the other guy in the red armor, not the red coat. The guy in the red coat, like his personality is very Alvin Knox, and of course he could get away. Well, then again, stealing somebody's personality type is not. You can copyright people's personality types.
The fact he's just a farmer. So.
Yeah, the background guy, the big guy, Kukuyo, he just got him so technolized and he's just playing around being a samurai, but he's actually just a farmer that got tired of getting pushed around by a robot, so then he be like, I will become the robot. So basically, he became the very thing he despised.
But that's the other thing. The reason why his robot is so tiny.
Because that's
all he could afford. Like he couldn't get one of those major whatever.
Major mech armor, but he's just working with what he has.
So that's why he looks so rustic and he's constantly breaking down and he loses his head throughout the show from then because his
armor core is falling apart. It's like a shoestring budget armor core. Like he paid for it with rice. What can you buy with rice these days? Maybe if he had bought it with eggs, because eggs be expensive now. But yeah, Samurai 7. Alright, the next anime show is Samurai Champloo, and it aired in 2004, and it was made by Mangrove Studio, and it had 26 episodes. So if like the main quest is that the pink maid and she hires those two samurais.
Hires quote unquote.
She saves their lives and then like they owe her a life debt, so then they gotta put up with her.
And she haunts them into joining them very much.
And then she's dragging down her own samurai. I think it was her father, the man with a.
Yeah, apparently she's Bankai daughter. It's
no.
Because the samurai that comes sunflower came to Japan to learn how to paint sunflowers, and then he went back and.
With sunflower. Wait, what? Is it bad?
Yeah, that's like the thing that is implied when they show the paintings of the father and they show a Van Gogh.
Oh yeah, because her kimono painting also made it to Japan.
Yeah.
No, but mostly.
Like, I don't know if she's Van Gogh's daughter or if she inspired Van Gogh.
Painting, so he's an anime face.
Yeah.
Because in one of the episodes, she like poses for a painting and then it ends up in the West. Like it takes a bunch of weird liberties with like history, but who cares about history?
Thing where the things that they do end up inspiring various artists.
Various things in history, so it's weirdly historical, kind of, while at the same time not be historical at all. It's a fun samurai show, but mostly it's just it's the journey, not the destination type of story, you know. With
the fighting animation
it's spot on.
So,
yeah, like it's spot on. Both of them like fighting with one being more.
And Fu are
the main samurai people, but one of them is your traditional classical samurai school training. The other one calls himself a samurai because he fights with a katana. So he didn't went to school. He just.
Well, he doesn't have a katana. He actually has a side like Michelangelo, which is a sword that has tinier. Raphael.
Yeah, like a weird front ninja turtle, the red ninja turtle. Even him red. It's a Michelangelo, the group.
And the cheek and the colors that they have represents very much their fighting style.
But fire and eyes, one very, very fluid and the other one very stiff and stuff. And they had
they describe it as one of them fighting like a snake and the other one like a rooster. So
yeah, so put that mental page. Just get your rooster and have a fight a python, and then you'll get. And then you'll see the joke, or maybe the rooster, or maybe the python will bite you instead. Well, don't feed your rooster to your pet python. Why do you even have a pet python? I'm moving along. This one is Samurai Deeper Kill, the anime show. I actually read the manga and like the anime show, it came out in December 2002, and it was made by Studio Dean and directed by Juni Nishimura. And it came out on Christmas, December 2020, December 24. So this was somebody's Christmas in Japan. So basically, the Samurai Kyo, he's a samurai whose body is fused with that of a different samurai, and then there's two people inhabiting one body. So it's not a la Yami Yugi, except that in the anime show, not in the manga, the Yami Yugi personality takes over 100% completely, and then the entire anime show is just with Kyo. While in the manga, they kept switching back and forth, and I can see why they got rid of the other personality because for the anime show adaptation, because the other personality was very horny and very edgy, like and annoying, so he had to go. Yeah, it was yeah. From both of the personality, like the doctor person who's like the no kill person is actually a lot worse than the murderous. It's like, do you want to choose between a murderer or a and yeah, and I guess for the TV show they decided that the murderer was more PG, was more Western friendly than the other one.
Like a lot of things happening in the manga they just could not
Yeah, they just couldn't animate with a straight face because they wanted to do an international release, and then they'd be like, well, Americans are super with like the old part, so we gotta like clean this out for an international audience release.
So then 50% of the show with the other characters is not part of the.
It's not in Samurai Deep. They took all of the scenes of the other guy and shoved them right in the bin, and I think it's better for it. Yeah.
So yeah, in the interlock, I mean, they mentioned the whole thing of like Samurai Kyo and the other guy.
Then I don't even remember whose name is.
Like they mentioned it in the intro every time, but it doesn't come into play at all because you only see Samurai Kyo.
Yeah, you only see the other guy in like the first episode, and then he's killed the rest of the 24 episodes. And like the fact, and it is better for it.
I think it's Isekai. It turns into like an Isekai.
Yeah, like he gets into a weird fight with Nobunaga on top of the Tokyo Tower in modern day. It's
like, wow, in the future, everybody's gonna be living in coffins the size of like mountains. Like, it's
like, what the hell's going on here? And then like,
why is everybody living in coffins the size of mountains? What is this?
Yeah, but then they go back to fighting because they only linger there. Just I don't even know why they sent it there.
Just to have that line where they say that humans live in coffins the size of mountains, which was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good description to describe Japan's modern life. Tokyo in a nutshell. Humans living inside of coffins.
It's even an attack from like a different dimension that came from the.
Yeah, like they start with like standard. Oh, and also very early, like the first episode, he does like a reference to like Face of the North Star. You don't know that you're already dead because like the way he cuts a person to ribbons, it's the a la Face of the North Star. You don't know you're already dead, and then like, yeah, because of the clean cuts that he does.
It's so clean that they cut the atoms. It took them a while to separate.
Yeah. But then, whatever. The point is, Samurai Deeper Kyo, the anime show is good. And the manga, I tried to read it on different occasions.
It was just annoying.
Yeah, the opai jokes get repetitive. They get repetitive and boring.
I've so many times before it gets bored.
And it gets old. Well, I just saw the theory, like, if you're gonna do that, keep it in the hentai,
People get slashed to bits and have to have, like...
not the other stuff,
And it would come between the two, and it was just weird, like, the manga has a weird pace.
Yeah, the manga sucks. I don't like the manga, I like the anime show better. Oh man, I ended up using a tiny picture. Okay, Rurouni Kenshin, or SamuraiX for other. Because it's sometimes called SamuraiX because he has a little beauty scar on his face that is an X. And, so it's basically SamuraiX was made by Studio Dean, and it aired from January 1996 to September 1998, and it has 66 episodes, so it's a very decent long-running anime show. But then it got like an animated film, a couple of live-action films, so this one and a couple of OVAs. So this anime show did not die with it, and I think even Netflix did a remake of it recently.
Terrible remake. Trying to watch. did a good job, so they can do.
Decent live action remix of it.
But then, for my Alchemist, we have a Death Note remake and Samurai Akira remake. How remake? So it's like
yeah, the bad. It's a bad live action remix. But then again, as far as like anime show remakes, I really don't feel. They recently remade, but as a movie, the Rules Over Size, and I've been thinking, the original one was fine, and
yeah, you can improve on that one.
yeah, but it's not like remaking the thing, but with better technology. I mean, it's a cartoon. What more can you add to? What more can you add to it? And it's like replacing something that was drawn by hand with like terrible CGI monstrosities that were done by a computer that doesn't know how to handle fingers. But yeah.
I've seen that works really well in the re-release of Bankai, because sometimes you see CGI for the fights and it works.
Yeah, because like I think like the guys do like more narrow down ray tracing, or they try to follow the comic more to a T. While I don't know, I guess it works better if the comic is very highly detailed with like the fights and stuff. Back to Rurouni Kenshin, the gimmick of Kenshin Himura is that he doesn't like he has a reverse blade where he just where the sword doesn't cut you.
Doesn't cut you, but it can still bludgeon you to that thing.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people with the reverse side using a move that is made for a blade lightness. So it's like,
Yeah.
you kill anyone,
But
I know a bunch of people that could easily kill you.
yeah, I mean you can cover someone with a dull blade, just saying. And it's funny cause like all of the retired samurais that live with a girl, she's the one, since their only skill base is being a samurai, the most of the time they're just loafing around while she does all of the work because she has a teaching degree. So then she becomes like the main breadwinner while like the guy samurais are being like, what are we even doing with that? Like we're not needed anymore.
Yeah, similar to marketing degrees now that AI software came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a story about a samurai dealing with transition, or the equivalent of like in the Red Dead Redemption, where it's a cowboy who's dying, where cowboys as a concept is also dying because the U.S. is getting like industrialized and the entire map has been explored, so cowboys are no longer needed.
It's during a time when there was a lot of no sword law, which pretty much just made it so that if you had a sword,
yeah, if you're a samurai, you can't be samurais anymore. No more swords, because like Japan during those days was trying to become more Western-like, so they'd be like kimonos, no more kimonos, no more swords. Everyone cut your hair. No more CC swords.
You saw people in Japan dressing like Victorian
ladies. So it's an interesting time period of transition that you see in Rurouni Kenshin.
And his nickname was Battousai the Manslayer.
Yeah, he killed a lot of people, and then he
1,000 people in one night.
Yeah, like went on a killing spree, and then that was one of his legend, and then he'd be like, and then he just had enough of killing. But you know what? I killed enough people, and I'm gonna go on. From now on, I'm in a pacifist, right?
Yeah, no one advises going to die except for all the people that are going to kill from this point on, including that guy that's completely burned from head to toe.
Oh yeah, yeah, some other dude.
The knight that comes out with a suit of armor and he's plunging into that.
Yeah, and they'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe I killed him even though my sword doesn't kill.
And the other guy that learned a technique just to defeat him, and then it turns out he also kills people.
Yeah, so
Arnold kills free and then instantly abandons him.
yeah.
Won't shut up about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna know.
I'm not gonna kill anyone ever again, except for all the people that I killed so far and the people that I'm about to kill.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he even needs a reverse blade shows that he's just a very killing. He's a very killing lunatic. You know, so that he needs a dull sword to keep it to like make sure that they kind of survive, maybe.
Other result that all he has to do is to turn the blade into a to kill you for the face slightly turning.
Yeah, he does have one time where he goes to murder someone. He just turns the blade to life because even though it's a reverse blade, it still has an edge that will kill you.
So he does the slightly turning and now it can kill you.
Yeah, so I mean, a pacifist run eventually works.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. So yeah, don't think that nobody's gonna die in this show. There are gonna be people who die in this show.
Because it's dramatic horror. That other guy that has the boundary, that ridiculously big blade. He doesn't kill anything with that one, even though it's as big as the one that Guts uses.
Yeah.
Somehow he managed not cut anyone with that blade.
Yeah. But somehow the one that's trying to, the irony, the one that's trying to kill people doesn't kill anyone, and the one that's trying not to kill people anymore, and so kill a bunch of people every couple of episodes.
And then they sort of forget about it.
Yeah. They get bored of people very quickly. Whatever.
Like when Kishi tells him, Battousai, you're full of shit, he's not joking. He nearly was.
Yeah, Conan, you are so
He's in my list of all of the people that he's killed up to the time.
after that season, after the part he made it to the final boss. Alright, the last anime show I wanted to mention is Tengoku Basara, Samurai Nights, and it was brought out in Japan in the Shusho Broadcasting Station in 2009, and then it was sent to TBS in Aniplex. It's a Funimation Sane production.
But it's also like that character from Dynasty Warrior and
Yeah.
like a weird crossover in that series.
Yeah, like it's very dynasty. The weird gimmick in this anime show is that the presentation is in the middle of the show, and I don't even know why. And like I remember when I used to say, "Wait, is that like is the anime show ending?" And because then suddenly it started the music and be like, at first I thought, "Wait, this doesn't have a presentation," and then I'd be like, "Oh wait, it's the episodes are super short," and they're like, "Oh wait, the presentation's in the middle of the show. Why?"
Like at the beginning of the show, the first season, the fights are over the top, but still realistic.
Realistic.
That Masamune, who's supposed to be a blacksmith over here, he has 6 swords fighting at once.
That's the Masamune. Oh, that's the Masamune, yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a blacksmith, but over here he's not just a blacksmith, he's also a fighter.
Yeah. And he's also like, I think even his voice actor's a little bit Seto Kaibalish.
Yeah.
The English one.
Like he rides his horse like a motorcycle.
Yeah, like a la Akira, where he don't say where he
Akira slide on a horse. Akira slide with his horse.
Yeah, it is nuts. And then it gets even more nuts in the second season where they
punch a link.
I don't flip the game, I don't and then squeeze a tornado, then I'd be like, well, that's nuts. And they still.
That's the point. It went from being slightly over the top to being complete.
Season one of not the season one.
Season 1 is versus Nobunaga. Season 2 is Toyotomi Kanbei.
Yeah. Yeah, and it got ridiculous in season 2. There's a couple of very good ones.
Yeah.
I would just I could easily just trim all the fat and just leave if you trim like 80% of Inuyasha, it is a great show.
It is actually watchable. Like during the part when he fights a giant mantis monster.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a priestess.
Yeah.
And all of the Kiki stuff.
Yeah, I got done without Kiki. Like Kiki doesn't add anything. Just remove it completely. Blip her out of existence. Just remove all of the Kiki stuff and we're good. And the only thing you don't need to trim is the Seishoumo. So just leave them where it's at and we're good.
I'm removing all of that.
Yeah, just I want Deadpool to time travel back and shoot the rider just in the forehead, because that was bad.
Like, we're not talking about Riko Takahashi, but she had no hand in the making of it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Sengoku Basara.
Oh yeah, back to Sengoku Basara, because if we start talking about everything we hear about Josh Anime, you're not gonna hear the end of it. And then we'll start talking about Eureka 7 now, and then that's when we really start. Whatever. That could be another list. All of the anime shows we just absolutely hate.
Alright, that's for next.
Yeah. That we cannot even can. Well, yeah. Sengoku Basara, good fighting. And they also got some ninja action. Very Naruto. Very OPI ninjas.
Yeah, I would say that.
Like Sasuke. Oh, they also have like Sasuke as a ninja here. Like Sasuke shows up here, even with the black hair and everything, but in a camouflage outfit instead of like a very bright blue outfit that sticks out from a mile away. Because he's a ninja. Ninjas are supposed to stealth. So yeah, the ninjas here do stealth. Which is a lot of fun, yeah.
Plus, Sasuke Koga, not Sasuke Kushina. They actually use
his canonical name.
Yeah. His canonical village.
Yeah, his canonical village, whatever, something, etc. Even though like the fight, suspend your disbelief.
Realistic, because he's poison and dark.
Yeah, well, he's realistic. I'm just talking about the lunatic who punched a lake out of his head.
Dragon Fortress controlled by a pirate.
Yeah, so you can't pirate if you don't have any water to work.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, you know everything with the water. Okay, in the water, so flow.
Alright, I'll punch the water out of his head. Done. Yeah, your move. Your move, man.
Your move. I just punched a lake out of existence. Your move.
Your move. What you gonna do next?
So I'm actually throwing cannons and he just throws the cannons right back at him.
Yeah, there you go. The fights in Sengoku Basara are over the top. But yeah, that's the last anime show that we want to do. Samurai anime show we want to do. We got like a healthy mix of fantasy, sci-fi, supernatural.
Yeah, fun fact,
Isekai.
is also in Sekigahara.
Oh yeah, like one of the characters is like.
Fight with the same sword that has the same moves as him.
Yeah, the moon and a big
has
the moon on the head. His female counterpart. The gender swap that the Masamune is insane with Kaura.
Like there's a whole list of animes that make Joko, including Big O. There's a character that has the Big O pants and fights just like Big O.
Yeah, which is shown that the Masamune as a clip. Well, what we doing right now? We'll see.
Side by side, I'll have her do the.
We'll see what we feel like doing once we get into the editing section, because we started with like great ideas and then we're like, oh god, I'm so tired. There's so much work to do. Whatever. But I hope you have fun with us jabbering about our 10 favorite samurai anime show.
Vlog.
And now it's like 50 minutes. God, we just want to shut the hell up.